there could be drainage problems, so perhaps flooding could happen. Again, we're monitoring that whole process.
Now, we've been talking about ice in our area. Why don't we head to NBC10's Doug Schimel, who spent his day in the Lehigh Valley, where really it was a snow event. What's going on right now? You're in Bethlehem, Doug.
Exactly. Well, the freezing rain within the last 30 minutes has stopped, and this really has been sort of a tale of two countries. All of what you have described has been principally ice and power outages here, but here up to 4 inches of snow. We are on the north side of Bethlehem, this time in the Northampton County portion. Road crews, I don't want to say unexpectedly, had to get out this morning and do yeoman's work trying to clear out many of the main routes and side streets. It was a snow event pretty much overnight, and of course for many of the snow-weary residents here in Bethlehem and throughout the Lehigh Valley, this is just a Groundhog Day all over again. They finished shoveling literally within the last 24 hours, and it's as if they had never done it. And of course, talking to PPL, the principal utility up here, they are looking at a few hundred people throughout Lehigh, Northampton counties, a far better scenario from a power outage standpoint. There's still plenty of ice on the lines here and plenty of ice in the trees, but it may be just a different variety of tree or the way they've been placed. All of these utilities said they have been trying to do tree and all sorts of growth management around their power lines. And they do that. You see them in the off season, and many people complain that it may not be the most aesthetically pleasing, or it looks like a giant Y shape around a set of power lines, but this is the time of year that all leans for. That is what it goes towards, so that when branches compromised or covered with snow and ice start to weaken, they don't end up falling that way, they fall away. Well, for the power crews here, they brought in additional crews from outside the region. And of course, we were talking with a couple of residents down in Bethlehem City who were saying that if they had to pick between the two, shoveling another 4 or 5 inches of snow or sitting with their power out for another 2 or 3 days, they would gladly pick the former. Live in Bethlehem, I'm Doug Schimel, NBC10 News.
Doug, I think a lot of people are feeling that way. You would in a heartbeat take dealing with snow versus the ice there. Now, it sounds like there are power crews working. It seems like we hear a buzz behind you. Are power crews there on the scene working to restore power for whoever might be out right now?
Yeah, mostly what they've been doing is they've had transformer issues here. It has been mostly a service infrastructure issue, less so branches coming down. Obviously what Luann and Deanna and Harry and the rest of our staff have been reporting on are mostly issues where you have large limbs or whole trees coming down across junctions of wires. Here, though, it seems to be mostly on the electrical, on the transmission, on the transformer end, and in most cases, PP&L says they were able to get it rerouted to maintain power to a lot of the residents here. It tends to be perhaps some of the more rural parts of the county where you end up with those power outages, but certainly not widespread like Montgomery, Bucks, Chester, and even PP&L was telling us out in Lancaster County that was probably their worst hit part of their service area.
Oh, they're used to dealing with these problems in terms of their preparation there.
Exactly, and of course, here they've got much more, I guess it has been more of a snow event this winter. Obviously, we've certainly had plenty of snow to go around the region, but at least here they have been able to pre-position crews in most of this area, the Lehigh, Northampton County areas. They had told us in interviews we had brought to you yesterday that they wanted to have people pre-positioned. They know the areas that are prone to blackouts or to power outages, and so they try to make certain that they've got their equipment and manpower and assets on call in those areas, just to make certain that the response time is that much shorter. But I mentioned during one of my earlier rolling interviews that I had a tree come down that pulled the service off of my house this morning. That was sort of a textbook example of the types of issues that they've been facing all around the Narberth and Montgomery and Lower Merion Township area. In our case, I've been checking with my teenage son who did not have school today. Power is still on there, but it doesn't take much for that service to go out, and it is in some cases widespread, or some cases down to the block to the house.
Doug Schimel live for us in Bethlehem, Northampton County. Thank you very much, Doug.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for you when you get home tonight, Doug.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Thanks for your reporting.
And considering how it is in Bethlehem right now, I know Luann Kahn talked about Callan Township completely without power, the borough of Ambler completely without power. If you move into